Taxi operators in part of Ekurhuleni have been cancelled, leaving many commuters stranded. The decision by the South African National Taxi Council in Ekurhuleni comes after some of their vehicles were impounded by law enforcement officials. SANTACO has accused traffic authorities of targeting their vehicles and impounding them for not having operating licenses. Gauteng Roads and Transport MEC Kedibone Diale-Tlabela has made her way to the area to address the situation. SABC News reporter Mbali Mtetwa is with her now. Mbali, we understand you have the MEC with you. We've made our way to the taxi rank that you've been covering all evening. What is the MEC's assessment thus far?
Well, certainly the MEC, upon realizing that there are commuters who have been stranded due to that decision that was taken by SANTACO here in the city of Ekurhuleni to stop operating, she then made some plans to try and assist those who have been stranded. She now joins me here. We are also going to be getting more information as to what exactly is the reason for this. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us. What contingency measures do you have should this strike escalate and become a strike affecting the entire province?
I don't think the strike will affect the entire province. I think that Mchali is pushing above his weight, and we plead with him to stop. He is not government. We are government. They are the ones who asked for Department of Transport to have a law enforcement unit, and now law enforcement is doing their work. What we are calling upon to taxi operators in our province is they need to work and work under the law. They are governed by NLTA. They cannot do as they wish. By the way, they have a permit given to them by us as a provincial government, and if they don't want to work, there's a lot of people who need those permits. If he's closing the ranks, we'll close them forever and we'll give permits to people who need them, people who see value in providing this public service. There has been complaints by members of public of how the taxi industry is treating them. Bullying is not what we want under the democratic government, and Jali, if he thinks he's government, he'll meet us on the ground. We are on the ground. We're going to make sure that there's alternative transport. If he thinks he's the law himself, we'll meet toe to toe, we'll take each other on, and I am saying to him, he must refrain from what he's doing. Law enforcement must do its job. If he has complaints, he must come to our offices. One thing that I hate most about what he has done, he's telling lies. He says we're impounding 60 cars per day. It's not true. Only 17 cars, vehicles, minibus taxis have been impounded in this area. And those minibus taxis do not have operating licenses. They have never applied. Why is Mchali so passionate about people who are operating illegally? We will not allow it. And the message to SANTACO is that they need to help us to help them. The people of South Africa are hurtful, are fed up. They no longer want to use the taxi industry, and it's because of the behaviors like individuals like Tate Mchali. So we're calling upon him to refrain from what he's doing. Law enforcers must enforce the law. There must be peace in our country. There must be stability, and will not allow anyone to create instability in our province. What's
the way forward? I mean, there is an accusation that operating licenses are not being issued, and you're saying that permits have been issued. What is really happening right now? Which one? And also, should we also expect more pressure from the department, or talks from the department between yourselves and SANTACO in the region?
You know what angers me most is that we take time to attend to the challenges faced by public transport operators in our province. Last week, we were accused that we are favoring the taxi industry. The taxi industry this week is saying something else. And it's because these people do not want legalities. They speak about operating licenses backlog. We know who's in the backlog, and we know a person in a backlog will have an old operating license as well as a new receipt. And that's what you produce when law enforcement stops you. The vehicles that are impounded, on good authority, we can take you there now. They are not nowhere in a system. They don't have a receipt. They don't have any applications. These are illegally operating taxis that must be removed from Emigwaqweni. They themselves, as the taxi industry, they said, MEC, part of what kills us is illegal operators. Please help them. Please help us with them. And we put law enforcement on the ground to assist remove those who are operating illegally, and Mtshali responds the way he responds. We're calling upon him to stop it, but he must know that we are government who are governing, and if they do not want to provide a service to people, or anyway the service, people are not even happy with the service that they are providing. There are alternatives. There's a lot of young people who wants to participate in the industry. Anyway, they've closed ranks, they've closed them out, and we will take our permits back from them and transfer them to people who want to provide a service to these people. But we are working on alternatives. We are meeting with the municipality now to finalize their plans for tomorrow, and make sure that people are able to go to different economic activities they want to go to.
And will you be engaging with SANTACO here in Ekurhuleni?
We, unfortunately, every Friday we have a standing meeting with the taxi industries and public transport operators. In our agenda tomorrow, our program is taxi industry the whole day, you can imagine. And we get this from Tate Mtshali, who absents himself from the meetings. And that's why I'm so angry that we have created platforms. We are resolving issues on a daily basis to assist wherever we can as government where there are challenges. But then if they are going to react for 17 cars that are operating illegally, and then Mtshali, the whole Gauteng must stop. No, Mtshali is not government. Gauteng will not stop. We'll make sure that people have alternative transport. Anyway, the commuters that use taxis are not happy with the service they are getting.
There you have it. That is the MEC for Roads and Transport responding to the calls to a province, rather, to protest action and for taxi drivers not to report to work tomorrow. This is, she's saying that she has threatened, rather, that they will remove the licenses or retract the licenses that have been issued to the respective taxi operators. For now, it is back to you in studio.
Malenhle, has the commuters who have been left stranded this evening been given an alternative transport home? And if so, by who? And if not yet, when is that expected to take effect?
Well, there were plans to provide them with alternative transportation, and this is why the MEC was here together with the HOD. Now, what you will see as soon as I step out of the shot is a huge police presence that has arrived here in Germiston, where we have seen some people arriving with taxis and finding that there are no taxis here. However, there are some alternative vehicles that are private vehicles that are here. These are not vehicles that have been provided by the provincial government, but it would seem as though there was a plan to then provide these stranded individuals with alternative accommodation. We have the mayor of the city of Ekurhuleni, who has just arrived here. We're trying to get his comments on what sort of measures he can then put in place in order to assist. Mr. Mayor, are we able to speak to you? We are live. We have spoken to the Roads and Transport. I mean, this is your region. Yes. This is your place. And what are your comments with regards to what has happened? Many people were left stranded. People were walking from Kempton Park to Tembisa. And right now, there are those who are stranded over here. Any plans? Your thoughts on this?
Yeah, well, we are a bit disappointed because we deal with stakeholders every day. The taxi industry is one of the critical stakeholders, and at least if they are not happy with something, they should, send signals. But our worry now is just to check, the taxi rank and ensure that, our people, there is some intervention. I'm happy the MEC is here, the leadership of the transport department. We're in communication with, the Ekurhuleni leadership, and hopefully to try and understand, what is the issue, because if it's about legalities, you'll agree with me that we have to ensure that everything is legit. And of course, where there is, genuine issues, I'm certain those issues will be addressed, because importantly is that tomorrow is a big day. It's also, there's month-end activities, people go to work and all that. So if we're able to find each other and get the systems to run, because even our municipal bus services, they get affected. That is why we have to ensure that we deploy our EMPD, the police, so that there is no violence. But for now, we are in conversation with the leadership of the taxi industry.
I mean, Mayor, what are you in fact saying? Are you saying that you will need to then augment security measures to protect your municipal bus services tomorrow in the event that, this protest action does turn violent?
Certainly. I mean, we're going to take, of course, the cue from the leadership, from the MEC, in terms of what is the sort of guidance that we need to, or that we're going to be receiving. Because you'll agree with me, the BRT, the Ekurhuleni bus services, if we just abruptly deploy those buses, there could be, anything is possible. So we have to make sure that there's a safety of the passengers. But as I've indicated, we'll take the leadership and the cue from the MEC. Yeah.
Mayor, before I let you go, I think there has been an accusation that funds that has been made by the chairperson for SANTACO in the region, who has accused the Metro of misusing funds that are intended to run and manage the BRT system. And I think there's a belief that the funds should go to the taxi industry, or the taxi industry is supposed to run the BRT system. Are you able to just give us clarity in that regard?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm not aware of that. If there's such a submission from the taxi industry, they'll have to put it before us. As far as we know, is that they are given an opportunity to manage the running of the bus, and we subsidize fully the operations of the bus. We are actually, on behalf of the NDOT, custodians to ensure that the passenger grow, and that they are able to take off some of the taxis off the road. I mean, as we increase some of the buses, they're able to take some of the taxis off the road. So I'm sure there'll have to be a conversation. We'll have to listen to them, and they must then make that submission. But as far as we're concerned, if there's any grant, it is conditional. It is actually used to grow the BRT bus service.
Just for the benefit of our viewers, kindly explain to us what is the purpose and the relationship between the taxi industry and the BRT system. What role does each sector play? I mean, the municipality play and the taxi industry play.
Yeah, I mean, the BRT is a bus rapid transport. Is driven by the national government in all the cities. So we are one of the cities that is participating. And really is to formalize the industry, to ensure that we bring about bus services to you'd understand the taxi recapitalization program. So those are some of the initiatives within that, to ensure that we professionalize the industry. We give them the buses that they can operate depending on the number of taxis that they are able to take off the road, and we get the bus to actually replace and provide a professional, a safe, and also affordable, services to the participating, taxi industry. So we have to evaluate from time to time. As you know, the first BRT line moves from Tembisa via Kempton Park to the airport. It connects Boksburg to Vosloorus. That's the first line. So there's various phases, which includes building the trunk, which is actually a road, but also the deployment of buses. You have to make sure that there's proper bus stations, and the entire ICT system to actually support the functioning of the bus, so that it's on time, and all the communication platforms that are necessary. But for now, we are worried about, our communities, those who are still left stranded. We have to make sure that we get them home safely, but also we have conversation with the leadership of the industry. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. There you have it. That is the Mayor of Ekurhuleni. Before him, it was the MEC for Roads and Transport speaking to us, and the Mayor just giving clarity as to how the rapid bus system works and the relationship and how they work together with the taxi industry, and explaining that the municipality or national government provides a subsidy to in the form of a rapid bus system, which is then managed by the municipality in partnership with the taxi industry. Just responding to some of the sentiments that were shared earlier on by the SANTACO chairperson, alleging that, or accusing the municipality of misappropriating funds that are intended for the rapid bus system to pay for the municipality's bills. The mayor just explaining that that has not happened. For now, it is back to you in studio.
Mbalenhle, thank you so much for that report. Really do appreciate it. Mbalenhle Mteto coming to us live from Ekurhuleni in the east of Johannesburg.